Hi guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about email account verification using Node and Express. So I have got this project that I have built. So if you want to know that how to start writing server using Node and Express, and if you have never ever written Node Express server, then I have already created these series with the Node Express, a developer's guide, and this is the loopback with Angular, and these are the Node related videos. So I'm going to give the link of this whole videos, this list, then you can actually go ahead and learn about how to set up Node and Express. Mainly, if you want to see, then this is the main video that I would recommend you guys to actually go ahead and watch this video if you don't know how to start writing Node. What is NPM? What is Node? Because in this video, I'll be talking about a bit advanced topic, which is email account verification. Once the user sign up and without his email account activation, he should not proceed to sign in. Okay. So before moving further, I just want to explain what does this already created project do and what each file is created for. So on the left side, I have this controller auth, and this is the db connect db.js, and models, user.js models, and this is the node modules, routes, auth.js. This is .env file for the environment variables, gitignore file, package.json, server.json. Okay, so this is the package.json file, and these are the dependencies that I have installed, and this is the course .env express jwt. And if you want to start writing this project, make sure you pause this video and start writing this project on your own if you don't know anything about Node and Express. Okay, create these files with the same structure and you will be able to run this project. This project doesn't contain email account verification. It straight away create an account in the database for the user without email activation. Okay, I'll start off with server.js. In the server.js, I have required Express, I have required CORS, and I have required this .env config in order to use the environment variable files, and I have required this db connect db file, and this will automatically require this file, and that file is responsible to actually connect to the database. Okay, so required mongoose. This is directly connecting to the database, and I'm getting the name of the database and the path from the process env database that I've created in .env file. In .env, I have this port, and I have this database equals to mongodb : / localhost : 27017 / and the name of database that is going to be created in my MongoDB. Okay, so this is the connect db file. I'm going to close it, and I'm going to close this file now, and this is the server.js, and after that I'm creating an app using Express, and now I am requiring the routes file that I'm going to show you in a minute, and I have actually included this thing Expressjs because we want to pass the JSON data to the APIs of the server, and without it, it won't be able to get the JSON data. Okay, so app.useCore, this is for the other access. It is to give the other host to actually access this REST API. Okay, so this is the middleware. These are the routes that I have required above that I'm going to show you, and this is the process env port, and I'm now listening that port in order to run the server. Okay, so if I go to the package.json, this is the command that I have written. Make sure you install all these packages and add this script command over here. In order to run the server, I will simply write npm run start, npm run start, Okay. All right. So server is running on port 8000. Okay. This is because of this log. This is port which is coming from .env file port variable. Okay. And in the database, that DB connection established. Okay. This is message coming from here. Okay. And this is the name from the database in the .env file. All right. So now let's go to middleware auth routes. What we have over here. This is the route file. Here I'm requiring Express, and this is how I'm requiring the router. And here I'm creating an API route with the method post, and this is the path of that API /signup, and this is the controller. Controller is basically to minimize the code in these routes. We can actually write all the controller's code within this routes file as well, but the controller's purpose is to separate the logic of all the things happening once this route gets hit. Okay, so /API /signup, which completes the whole REST API for signing up the user, and this is of method post. So the total API route would be localhost :8000 /API /signup. Okay, and then I need to export this router in order to be used over here. Okay, so this is the controller that I have actually required, and I'm going to show you this controller. And this controller actually contains the code for creating a new user in the database. Okay, it doesn't actually implement the account activation as of now, but I'm going to do it in this video. Okay, so it actually logs this body. I'm going to show you the model of user model. This is the mongoose required. This is the package for creating the schema for any of the models. So it contains name, email, and password. I'm not doing any kind of validation as of now because that's a different topic, and I might create another video to add the validation to these properties. Okay, so name, email, and the password. These three properties I'll be using in order to create a new user. So in this controller, I am getting the data, name, email, and password from request.body, and this is I'm receiving. And here I'm first checking that if the user already exists in DB or not. If it exists, then I'm returning a 400 error with a message that user with this email ID already exists. If not, then I'm creating a new user and I'm saving it in the database. And if there is any error somehow because of no reason, then error shown up. Otherwise, sign up success message will be returned. Okay. So check out my other videos in order to know that how to connect to how to run the MongoDB in your local system. So in my terminal here, let me just close it. And MongoD is the command that I will run. Once you install the MongoDB, make sure you add the path of that MongoDB installation bin folder in the environment variable of your Windows system. Okay, so MongoD command I have run in the terminal. So now it is waiting for me to actually run the Mongo server. Okay, so to actually view how the database looks like, what are the different properties of each models, I'm using the Robo 3D of version 1.3, and here refresh, and now this is actually connected. Okay, if I go to the collections user, so there is no user has been created as of now. All right, so now I'm not going to be using any front end. Instead, I'm going to be using Postman in order to call the APIs. So this is the URL, which is localhost :8000 that I have added over here. If I go to edit, this is the variable. This is the variable that I have created that I can use using double curly braces. Okay, so URL /API /signup. So my server is running in the terminal. Okay, And for header, I have added content type application/JSON, accept application/JSON, body, and name. This is the email ID. This is the email ID and this is the password that I have added. And this is the raw data and this is of the JSON type. Okay. So if I click on it, it's going to call that API and it's going to return me this message, sign up success. Okay. So this is the message that it has logged, and it has logged this data from here. This is the log. And let me go to the database and I'm going to refresh. Click on user and this is the user that has been created. And this is the same data that I sent. All right. Okay. So this data is being created. This is the user's data that is being created without any account activation for this user. Okay, I hope that you have got the idea how I have structured this tiny project. Okay, so now I'm going to proceed further in order to actually activate the user's account before it can actually store the user's data in the database. All right, so I'm going to just drop this collection user. Okay, and for now I'm just going to copy this function and I'm going to paste it right below and I'm going to comment this above one. Okay, all right. So now first of all, what I need some kind of email server, okay, that let us send the emails to the respective recipients. Okay, so there are a lot of these kinds of things. So one of them I'll be using is this Mailgun, and Mailgun is the NPM package that I'm going to be using. Some people use SendGrid for sending the emails. So it's up to you, whatever you want to use. So once you create a new account on the Mailgun, what you need to do is go to the sendings. All right, and this is the one, the name, the domain name one will be automatically created for you. Okay, so if you want to create another domain name, then you need to upgrade and spend some kind of money, but for free I can use this one. Okay, if I click on it, and this is the API, I want to use the API, and if I click on select, and these are the languages that it's going to give me different things. Okay, so if I click on Node, and this is how I can send the email to the respective recipients. Okay, so for the free account of the Mailgun, I need to add the authorized recipients over the right side. Okay, and here I can create different email IDs where I want to send the email. Okay, if I want to send emails to any email ID, then I need to upgrade my account. Okay, and these are the email IDs that I have added as a recipient, and I have authorized these, verified these email IDs from the email ID. Okay, so you can see that this is my email ID, and this is how I agreed upon that I want to receive emails from Mailgun. Okay, and this is the email ID, this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm just going to copy these first three lines, and let's go, and I'm going to paste it over here. But before that, I need to install this npm package mailgun.js. So in the terminal, npm I mailgun, and I'm going to hit enter. So it's going to download it from the npm server, and it's going to install this package in my current project. If I go to package.json file, then it should be added over here in the dependencies. All right. So one thing I want to mention here is that there are two properties, dev dependency and dependencies. I needed to add nodemon in the dev dependencies object. Okay, but it's fine if it's added over here. Okay, So now Mailgun should be added. You can see that this has been added over here, and it should be installed in my node_modules folder. All right, so I'm just gonna close it. Okay, so your domain name here, I need to add a domain name over here. Okay, so let me just go over here, and this is the domain name that it has provided me. So just copy it from here, and I'm going to paste it like that. Okay, so now I need to provide it an API key. Okay, so I can create this API key in my environment. So let's go, and I can create it. I can directly create it over there as well, but this is a correct way of doing it. So Mailgun underscore API key, okay, equals to, and it should provide us the API key. So you can see that this is the API key, and this is the API base URL, and this is the URL that I have pasted just right now. This is the URL, and this is the API key. Just copy it and paste it over here. Okay, I'm gonna close it. So now I need to provide process.env dot, and I'm going to copy this name, paste. Okay, so now it has been pasted, and this is the domain name that I have just added. All right, so now here I'm checking if the user already exists. Okay, let me just remove it over here, just bring it down. Okay, so if user already exists, then I'm going to show this message, and if not, then let me just try sending an email. Okay, so just copy this data and paste it over here. Okay, is it MG, right? Yeah, it is MG, and here it is from the users. So email from which email ID I need to send it. So it can be anything like no reply at hello.com. It should be a correct format, but we can write anything over here. Okay, and for two, we can actually use this email ID that we have sent from here. Okay, so email, okay, subject and text this thing. Okay, so let me just try it. Okay, if it sends an email or not. Just leaving this thing over here. Okay, so now let me run the server, npm run start, and my server is running now, and let's go to here, and this is the email ID. Let me just add my other email ID that I've just logged in. So this is the email ID. Okay, I'm going to paste it. This is the email. This is the email. I'm going to paste it over here. Okay, so this is the email ID that I'm going to be receiving an email from, email to, and this is the name and this is the password. So I'm going to click send. So sign up success. All right, and it should be added in the database because I'm writing this thing. And let me go to my email. Let's go to spam. All right, so it went into the spam actually. So be careful with this message. So we can just ignore it for now. So this is the subject and this is the message that we have sent. So eventually we have got an email from the Mailgun through our Node server. Okay, So nice. All right. So now let me just move forward and send an email with a proper token. Okay. So for that, I'm going to be using a JSON Web Token. And if I go over here, and this is the JSON Web Token, and for that, I'm going to be using this data, name, email, password, in order to sign it in different proper format. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I need to actually require this thing. So const JWT equals to require JSON Web Token. Okay. And here I can actually create a new token. Okay. So const token equals to JWT dot sign, name, email, password. Okay. And after that, I need to provide a key. And for key, if I want to decode this token, I need to use the same key. Okay. So for that, let's go ahead and I'm going to create a new activation key, JWT ACC activate. Okay. And here I can write anything, account activate key 123. Okay. So this is how I can write. And JWT ACC activate, I'm just going to close it. And after that, I need to provide process.env dot and the name of that environment variable. Okay. So the last thing I need to provide is expires in, and I want to give it 20 minutes, 20M. Okay. So this is how I can create a new token using the data that is sent from the user. Okay. And now I can pass this token to a particular email account, that this email ID. Okay. So this is the subject account activation link. All right. And I'm not going to use the text. Instead, I'm going to be using HTML, and I'm going to use characters above tab button on your keyboard. Okay. So here I'm going to create H2. Please click on given link to activate your account. Okay. And after that, in the P tag, I can actually pass the token. Okay. So assume that on your browser, on your email ID, you get the URL, and that URL should be added in your client-side application, whether you are using Vue, simple JavaScript, Angular, React. Then you need to create a separate route on your front-end application that we can actually use over here. Okay, so when we click on that link on the front-end app, then we need to navigate to that page, and that page should show us activate button. When we click on that button, then we will actually pass that token to activate the account. Okay, so I will show you that what do I mean by it. So here, process.env dot in env file, let's say that I want to create a new, this is the client URL, and assume that we are using React, and by default React port is 3000. So we can write localhost colon 3000, and this is the client URL. Okay. So if it's up to you if you want to use HTTP. Okay. So HTTP localhost 3000. Anyhow, if your front end gets changed, then you then need to change this as well. All right. So process.env dot client URL. So the email will be having this URL, and after that I can have authentication /activate. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to have this token, okay, that I've just created above. All right, so now I have sent this data. Let me just make it above, and I have got this error. So I am just using if error, and I can return the response.json message error.message. Okay, if there is no error, then I can return response.json, and here I can give it a message. So let me just change it to error, and for success we are going to give it the email ID. Okay, email has been sent, kindly activate your account. All right, okay, so I'm just going to remove this thing, because here I'm not going to create a user in my database at this position. All right, so that's it. So let me save it, and if I simply go to this database, refresh, and this user has already been created, but I just want to remove it because I don't want to return it from directly over here. So, okay, so let's go to it, and let me click on send. Okay, so that's how it works. I have got this message, email has been sent, kindly activate your account. Okay, all right, so I will be having my email in my spam folder. So this is the spam. So you can see that no reply, account activation link. Okay, so now you can see that this is the link that I have got. I actually added it in my p tag, so I had to add it in anchor tag in order to make it clickable. Okay, you can do it yourself. Okay, so this is the token that I've just created using JSON Web Token, which I can pass from client-side web application to the backend, and client side should have this route to actually show you a page where you can click on a button, but it's up to you what client-side application you want to use. But in this video, I will be using Postman to actually pass this token to a specific route and see if the user account gets activated or not. If it gets activated, then I'll be storing the user in my database. Okay, so I've got this email. Perfect. So now I'm going to create another route, and in this route I'm going to call it router.post, and I'm going to name it email activate. Okay, and this is the sign up. I'm going to create activate account function that I haven't created as of now, but I am just writing it over here. It's going to throw me an error in the terminal. Yeah, you can see it has thrown me an error. So I'm just going to copy this thing, and I'm just going to come back to my controllers, and here I can create that function. Okay, so export dot paste request response. All right, okay, so I've created this function. There is no error in my terminal. All right, so you can see that I've got this token. So what we can do is, from the client-side application or through a postman, we can pass this token in the body or in the header. So in this video, I'm going to be passing this token as the body. Okay, so what do I mean by body? This is the body. If I want to pass it through header, I can create a token key over here, and I can get the value of token over here. All right, so I will pass it through a body, and now let's go back over here, and I'm just going to give it a token from the body, which I can receive request.body, and if token exists, then I'm going to proceed, and else if token does not exist, then response.json, and then I can give it an error. Something went wrong. Okay, it's up to you, whatever you want to show. All right. Okay. So here I can verify the token using the JWT verify command. Here I used signed, and but I can use the verify function of it as well. So JWT dot verify token, and after that I can use the process.env.jwtacc activate. So for verifying, this is the key that I need to use same way in order to decode that token from here. Okay, so I'm going to use the same thing, and after that I have the callback function error decoded token. Okay, so if I got error because of some reason, I'm going to return a response status 400.json, and here I can pass the error. So incorrect or expired link. Okay, so this is the message that I will be returning. Okay, and if there is no error, then I can proceed further, and this is a decoded token, and from this decoded token I can actually get back name, email and password from that token. Okay, so let me just get back const name, email, password and decoded token. Okay. All right, so I've got name, email and password, and here what I can do is I can actually check if this email exists in the database. So what I'm going to do is, let me go up and copy this code. Okay, this one code. So let me just paste it over here. Let me uncomment. Okay. So, all right. So here I am actually checking if this user exists in the database. Then I'm going to return a message user with this email ID already exists. Okay. And then if not, then I'm going to create a new user, and I'm going to save this thing in the database. It's error in sign up while account activation. Okay, and here it shows an error activating account. Let me just error activating account. So this is for returning a response to our front-end application, and this is for ourselves to see the response in the terminal. This is really helpful for actually debugging the code. Okay, sign up success. All right, so let me just save it, and this is the route. So I'm just going to copy it, and here, let me just go to the controller. You can see that the previous email that I got having this token created, and it is going to expire in 20 minutes. So if it expires, then I should be getting this link. So 20 minutes haven't passed as of now. So I'm just going to use the same token that I have just sent. So I can actually send the email again and try to sign up again if the token expires. Okay. So just go over here and I'm going to create another request. So add request, activate account. Okay, so this is the post, and I'm going to pass it the URL /API/email activate. Let's save it. Okay, and I'm going to pass the header. So in the first thing, if I go to the header, bulk edit, just copy it and come over here in the header, click on bulk edit and paste it. Click on save. Let's come to body raw JSON, and here within the object, and I'm going to pass the token because I'm going to receive the token in the body. So this is where I'm going to pass the token. Let me go back to the email, and I'm going to copy this thing. Let me just come back to the database. So this is the user. User doesn't exist as of now. Okay, so you can see it doesn't exist. So I'm just going to copy this token, open the Postman, paste over here, and let me just first change the token. Okay, I should get an error that invalid or expired token. So click on send. Okay, I need to rerun the server. So we have been actually using the same run command. So whenever you change the .env file, even though you are using nodemon, then you need to actually restart your server using the same command. Okay, so server is running. Okay, and now let me just hit it. Why this might happen? The server could not respond. URL. So this is the URL. All right, there is a mistake. I need to add the double curly braces over here in the URL. So hit click. Okay, invalid or expired token. Okay, because I removed the last character from here. So if I go back, last character was W. So let me just add the W keyword, send, and it says sign up success. Okay. All right. So our email has been activated now. So if I go to the database, refresh, click on user, and now you can see that our user has been created, and I haven't added any kind of decryption or encryption for the passwords. It's a separate topic, and I have already explained these things in my other videos. Okay, so this video was only for activating an account. So my email has been activated and the user has been created in the database. Okay, so this is the code for actually activating an account. So what you can do is this route you can use to sign up the user whenever user fills the form, and this route will be called. Okay, and then the email will be sent to the user, and the user will get the link, and that link should have been created on the front end, which we can click, and when we click on it, the front end route should show us an activate button. Okay, and when we click on that activate button, we are going to call this function, and we are going to pass that token from the URL. Okay, when we click on that link from the email, we will have the token in the URL. So we are going to get the token from URL, pass the data to this function as a body, okay, to this particular API route, and this will perform the account activation. This is the whole logic. Okay, so account will be created. So if you want to sign in from the user, then what you can do is you can actually perform the validations. If the email exists in the database, then you can actually show a message that user with this email doesn't exist, please sign in with another email ID or try again. And then what you can do is for signing in, if user exists in the database, that means it was already activated. If it wasn't existing in the database, then it was not activated. So this is how user cannot sign in before it activates his account. Okay, so let me just hit it again. Okay, So it shows a message user with this email already exists. So this is coming from here. Okay. So I hope that you have liked my video. It's pretty long video because I wanted to explain each and everything. In the next video, I'll be explaining you how to implement forget password or reset password functionality in your Node Express backend, and what are the things we need to care about in order to implement that. So if you have liked my video, make sure you subscribe my channel, hit the like button, and comment below if you have any questions. Thank you.